name is Damika, and I am going to do a segment now. It's called Let's Ask D. I'm D. So this is going to be where you can ask me all kinds of questions about anything, woman related, guy related, politics, anything. Um, I'm currently now seeking my license in counseling. So I am going to be a future LPC. What? I only have a year left. Excited, cannot wait to be done. But this is just a way that I can connect with other people who may not know me, who needs advice, who may not want to go and talk to their family members or anything, but I can help them on a lot of things. Um, I have a life experience and so many things that people should not have been through, but it's my testimony. It's the way that I can explain things to people without them having to go through it. So it's a blessing that the things that I've been through, the things that I went through and still going through, can be a blessing in other people's lives. So this will be a new segment called Let's Ask D. So I'm going to start off with a good topic now. Um, that is going around and people are really stirred up about it, is the Ray Rice and domestic violence and all that's going on right now with the NFL. And they're digging into the history of NFL and the players and past players that had similar situations or went through things, but they're still playing. Um, my perspective on this will be that I do not promote domestic violence at all. Um, Nobody should put their hands on anybody. Nobody. So a woman cannot put her hands on a man. A man cannot put his hands on a woman. If you have the ability to leave, you should leave. And in both cases, if they're leaving, you should not allow them to stop. You should let them keep going, because you attempting to keep them there is only going to allow for the situation to escalate even further. Um, the situation that happened is sad and a detriment, and it's literally costing him his career because of the inability to control his anger. Um, there's a lot of people, not just sports players, but celebrities and just regular people in general, who lack the ability to control their anger, lack the ability to control themselves, and don't realize how it can be a problem, because it starts out small and then gets bigger as life goes on. So to understand anger is to understand where it comes from. How do things, situations make you feel? Do you constantly get upset like that, like just a snap of and you blow up, or is it something that you hold on to and you consume yourself with the bad things that happen in your life, or things that happen to you that you wish didn't happen, and instead of expressing yourself right then and there to let the things go, you hold it in until you explode and it becomes something more than it should have. So then you end up punching walls, you end up throwing things, you end up breaking things. And itself, domestic violence is such a sad thing, because it affects not just the victim, but the perpetrator and as the family as a whole, because it breaks the family down. The family structure is no longer strong because there's an error that happened. And so, and until you can fix that person internally, it is hard for you to actually get over the fact that that you can be in a healthy relationship. You can be in a healthy situation with other people. Uh, this is just a little bit of my perspective and my opinion about how I see domestic violence. Um, just to be open, as a child, I experienced it myself. And a lot of things happen that I wish wouldn't happen. But I've grown to understand signs and to understand people, to understand what a healthy relationship looks like, what a healthy relationship should be, and to know when to leave and when to never go back again. As my pastor would say, people tell you and they show you the real you, show you the real them. Don't ever doubt what they tell you, because they're showing you who they are. You may want the best for them. You want them to be the best person in the world because they make you feel good about certain things in your life that you never felt good about before. But always remember, people tell you who they are, and never doubt who they are, because only they know. Even if they just show you who they are by words, the things they do for you, or even if it is physical things that they done, it only takes one time for a person to put their hands on you to understand that this should have never happened. Because no one should ever have to go to an extreme, which putting your hands on somebody is an extreme. You should never have to go to an extreme in order for you to get your point across about anything in life. To get a discussion completed, you should never have to lower yourself to such an disrespectful way to another human being. We are all children of God, and He wants us to love one another. And in order for us to love one another, we should love ourselves. Most people who have anger and who are very aggressive with others don't internally love themselves. And this is for me learning about life and becoming a counselor in this aspect. But they do not love themselves. So in order for them to love you is really hard, because the only way they know how to love is the way they've been shown love. So they may have been broken. Things may have happened in their childhood. Things that may have happened as they're grown as an adult. So the type of love that they receive is going to be the type of love that they show you. And the type of love that you receive is the type of love that you ask for. If you don't love yourself, you're going to get the love that you feel like you deserve. That's why a lot of people stay in domestic violent relationships, because they feel like that's the only thing they know. That's the only thing they've been around, even when they're growing up. They saw how their fathers interact with their mothers and their mothers interact with them. They feel like that is love, even though it hurts them physically, it hurts them emotionally, it breaks them apart, but they feel like that is love. And that isn't love. Love doesn't hurt. Love is kind. If you actually look for the definition of love, love is kind, it's patient, it's forgiving. Love doesn't hurt. So for something to say I love you and to turn around and hurt you, then that's not love. That's lust. That's just an idea of what you think love is. But until you experience true love, real love, God's love, then you will never know what love is. And I feel like people should understand that before going back into different relationships and getting into situations where you get hurt. Because as my pastor says, hurt people hurt people. And as simple as that. So I hope that you got something from this segment. Come with questions. I'm going to come with my perspective, my answers, my opinion. So this is Let's Ask D. So come on, just ask D anything you want to ask her.